Today we're going to put some certified wheat into our grain bin, and we use the certified wheat for doing cover crop, and we end up planting some of it too. So we're just using the lift here to get up on top of the bin. It's easier to do that than it is to get a stinking ladder or anything. So we got the auger set up there, get the top open, and then we'll start dumping truckloads of wheat in. We usually put about 80 ton or so in the bin here, and we end up putting 10 or 12 ton on a truck that has an auger on the back of it. So I'm gonna climb over on this bin here and get it opened up. Now, let me give you a hand with it. Alright, so all we got to do is get the hopper on the bin there, and or on the auger. And we'll start unloading it. Okay, we got the first load of wheat going in the bin. Now, this is the certified wheat, like I was saying earlier. We're going to use this to use as a cover crop, and we'll end up just spinning it on after we take corn silage off. Spin it on with a fertilizer spreader. Some of this, however, we will run through the grain drill. We worry about plugging up some seed tubes. We got the wheat pretty good and clean with the combine, but we're just running a fan on there to blow any of the chaff and whatever out of the wheat as we're putting it into the bin. So this is just a regular bin fan, and we're just using it to blow the chaff out of the wheat as it's coming off the truck. Doesn't work 100%, but you can see the amount of stuff that it's blowing out of the wheat. Regular grain cleaner would be ideal, but we don't have one of them. We're gonna make that do, and once we get the wheat in this small bin. So we're gonna get this load off, and then we've got 2 more loads to do after this one. Alright, Tim ended up unloading 3 loads off the straight trucks into this bin, about 60 ton or so. And just from what came out of the truck with that fan there, this is the amount of stuff that we blew off of what flowed out of the truck and into the auger, and then we've got some stuff that congregated around the hopper. So we're due to get some rain here maybe in a couple hours, so we're going to close the bin. We're just going to use the lift to go up on there. I think Andrew wants to get up on top of the bin too, but I think I'm going to have him just stay on the lift. So let's go up and get that bin covered up, bub. gets a little jerky, don't she? Alright, we got that job done. Now we'll just crank the auger down on top of the bin a little bit so the wind can't get a hold of it. And I got to put some fuel on the combine and get cutting here. Well, while we were combining this field here yesterday, the sky started to turn black off to the west. It looked like they were getting rain that way, and sure enough, I checked on the radar and it was coming our way. So we've got about a third of this field here left. We got just a little over a half an inch of rain, and doesn't look like we're going to be able to combine anything today, but we're getting stuff ready here anyways. I put fuel in the combine yesterday and I didn't have enough to put anything in this grain buggy tractor, so we're just going to top that off here now. I don't have anything as far as service or anything like that goes, so we're just going to put some fuel in this tractor so that that's ready to go. And the tarp on the combine looks like that's got a lot of water on it, so I'm just going to run that around a little bit, get the water to come off that tarp there, and then we'll get back to the shop. Okay, so we've got some water on this right hand side here that we're going to try to get off in there. So we're just going to swing it around in a circle here. Well, that's how we get the water off that tarp anyways. It would be nice to be able to put the damn thing inside. Another thing I should do is build some hoops to go underneath the tarp, but that would just create another job when it comes to folding the bin extensions down. We put the combine in storage in the winter. We have to put the bin extensions down so that we can get it into shorter barns that we have that we park it in. So this tractor should be about full of fuel. The straw is soaked all the way through. I'm hoping that we ain't got to ted it, but we might be able to flip it over a couple times. As soon as you ted this stuff, you lose a lot of it. Well, the tank on the truck is empty. All we're doing is pumping air. So, I don't know how full it got. Let's see here. We're almost full anyways. You can see down in there. But, well, we'll get back to the farm. We might as well fill this tank on the truck so that I have it for the next time we get to doing something here. Well, I just got back to the farm here. I'm loading the transfer tank up on my truck. I thought I would throw the drone up in the air. And we are adding a little more power here. We put in a new service here, and the electrical company is just hooking that up here now, and that is an 800 amp service. It's going to power that barn that's in front of us, and then the one on the far side of it, we were running out of power. So we got a field of oats right in front of the parlor here that looks like that's going to be ready in a couple weeks, and I just thought I'd throw the drone up just to kind of show you the job that the county is doing on the roadsides here. So they have been mowing, working on these roadsides here for a couple of days, and they've got an awesome job of mowing these ditches here. So, alright, so he's got a nice bush hog on an arm that he can reach right over there. These guys are moving manure right along. We're using the frack tank down in behind the old heifer barn on the one side of the road, and then they're delivering manure direct to the Jamesway tanker just down the road on this 13-acre piece. Got the tractor trailers delivering down there, and then looks like Jared is just taking off with a load from the C5 here. So we've gotten a couple of rain showers here today, but we're still able to move in the field here pretty good. So got Tim there with the C5. He is, well, got the kids on the rock saw. He's just pulling out on the road here. They got the girls in the rock saw. They're running up the road in it. So they've been running that thing around pretty good. I got a weak signal from the drone here, so they're running up the road with it. We'll see if we can keep up to them here. Alright, we're in the shop here now. We ended up putting a new steering box on truck 10. The old one was leaking, so we got that all on there. Then another thing that we are working on is we are putting a new water pump on it. The water pump on it was leaking. So we got that off of there. The water pump that they sent me was the wrong one, so we've got to take some parts off of the old one here and see if we can't chase down a new one. Here's the old water pump here. We've just got to pull the gear off, the drive gear. We got to take the inlet pipe off, or the outlet pipe off. And then we got to take the inlet off of it as well. I got to see if I can get some numbers off of here and see if I can't chase one down. Tracy Road Equipment, they sent me the wrong one. However, I might be able to get some numbers off of this to catch the right one at Cat, maybe. Alright, we are on our way into Milton Cat now to hopefully grab the correct water pump. The other day, we ordered the steering box and the water pump from Tracy Road Equipment. They are a dealer now for, and have been, for Sterling truck parts. Freightliner ended up buying Sterling out several years ago, and then of course they discontinued the Sterling line, and Freightliner handles the parts for the Sterlings, but it is a battle to source some of these parts. So something like the Cat water pump, you're better off sourcing that stuff right through the engine manufacturer, which it's a Cat engine. So we'll get into what happened here when I come back at you. I'm going to run into Syracuse now and grab that water pump. We'll explain what happened to camera 1 here. So we are about halfway into Syracuse, so we'll join you in a few minutes here. look at all that yellow equipment there. Skid steers, mini excavators. Oh, this one knows a little better. 938 payloaders. 972. Big Cat excavators here. Another one over there. Alright, before I go any further working on this Sterling truck here, I'll explain to you what happened. It's kind of a minor thing. It could have been a lot worse, but I was plugging a 15-inch drainage pipe so that we could dredge out one of our ponds. Now this is a device that you air up with an air compressor. You shove it in the pipe and you air it up, and then it'll keep your keep a drainage pipe from draining. I was blowing this up and it's brand new and the damn thing exploded. So I don't know if I overinflated it or what, but obviously it is what it is. So when that blew, it ended up blowing the dirt and everything out and into my face. I got some red pimply crap on my arm here. This was just from the material as it came out. Now I spent a couple hours in the ER. This would be Wednesday night. It is Friday, July 24th right now. And I spent a few hours at the eye doctor yesterday. They were just cleaning the eye out. There was a lot of sand and dirt and stuff in there just from the explosion of air from this ball here. So I keep this eye covered up because it is sensitive to light. There's really not anything visibly wrong with it other than it's bloodshot real bad. And I'll show you a picture of what my face looked like yesterday morning, right in the corners of my eyes. It was real puffy. But it was a pretty good amount of pain, as you can imagine. Wednesday night I was pretty good. Thursday morning, and I'm decent right now. I don't have any pain or irritation in the right eye, but the left one is sensitive to light still. And that's gonna clean itself up and it'll be all right. So should have had safety glasses on. So let's get back to working on this truck here. All right, we've got the new water pump setting right here. We've just got to take some components off of the old one, and I've got a gasket kit. Get everything mounted onto the new water pump so that we can just kind of slide that into place. There's an O-ring that sits on here where it goes into the engine, and then this is driven off of the main timing gears that are on the front of the engine. So we've got to get the inlet side off, and then there's a gasket for that. We'll have to clean that all up, then we can get that on there. Alright, we've got our surfaces all cleaned up. This is where the water pump is going to set into, and then it's driven off of the timing gears on the front of the engine. This is on the right hand side. We've got everything on the water pump that needs to be on the water pump. And we're going to set it into place and hopefully button this job up here. Right, Bob? Yep. Got to paint some gasket stuff on up in here. Okay. Well, I'm just going to try to finagle this guy down in there. All right, we have that all bolted into place, and we've just got to put our gasket in on the upper pipe here and get that fastened, and then we've got to hook up some other pieces here. All right, we've got the water pump all in here. Everything's all hooked up. We just got to slam this alternator in here now and get that hooked up. I'm just double checking, making sure everything is tight. It looks to be that way. So we'll get everything hooked up. Actually, I got to hook this clamp here up and get the alternator in there. Okay, we are down to the wheat field right now. Jared ended up heading out this straw. He actually just got done with it a little while ago. Andrew and I have just checked this piece of wheat. It's about 6:30 here on Friday night, and we got a rain shower yesterday afternoon, and in all we got about 1.25 inches of rain or so. It's a little damp yet. However, I believe we're going to be able to get right started here by noontime or so tomorrow, and hopefully work right through the weekend. So with that being said, folks, that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next one. If you happen to see my wife anywhere, wish her a happy wedding anniversary. She's been married to this guy for 27 years. She's one lucky gal, ain't she? Take it easy, folks.